In this second video for this week, I'm going to be giving you your feedback on the source discussion, the memorial of the Cherokee Nation of 1830, a protest made by at least a section of the Cherokee Nation against the proposed removal. The first question was, what arguments do the Cherokee make in favor of their right to remain? Well, they argue that they have what they call a perfect and original right to remain. They have a right to the land, and that land right has been recognized in treaties made with the United States government. The second question was, why do they not want to settle the lands in the West? Well, they claim those lands are already occupied by other Indian nations who will be foreigners to them. They won't speak a common language, for example. They say it is poor land for agriculture. It is poorly supplied in water and in timber. They refer to the other tribes out there as wandering savages. I'll come back to that concept of why Native Americans are calling other Native Americans savages in the final question. So they don't feel they'll be secure in this new land. And they say, and this is a wonderful passage which some of you quoted, that in this land they will have, quotes, neither the scenes of our childhood nor the graves of our fathers. It is not their ancestral land. They feel no affection for it. The last question was, how does this memorial challenge white beliefs that Native Americans were uncivilized? Well, we see the eloquence of it as a very well-written statement of rights. This reflects the fact that the Cherokee were illiterate people. They had adopted European ways. They'd settled down on the land as agriculturalists. They had a written constitution modeled on that of the United States. They had their own writing system, which had been developed by the Cherokee themselves, their own newspaper published in their own language, etc. They were not the savages or uncivilized people that white people claimed they were. This interesting reference to the tribes out in Oklahoma as wandering savages reflects the fact that the Cherokee were agriculturalists. They saw themselves as white people, as having in common with white people, rather, the fact that they settled down and farmed the land. The so-called savages of the West, wandering nomadic peoples who did not take part in agriculture, would have seemed as alien to them as they would to white people on the East Coast. And finally, they clearly know their rights. These are not ignorant people to be pushed around. Again, this is another wonderful quotation. There is not a man within our limits so ignorant as to know that he has a right to live on the land of his fathers. They have a very clear sense that they have rights and that the United States should accept and should respect those rights that have been guaranteed by treaty.